Hi, I'm Alex, and I play Theseus and Titania in Oslo Rep's filmed version of A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. Whether you're reading, watching, or acting Shakespeare for the first time, you may have some trouble understanding the language. As a Shakespearean actor, it's my job to know the text so well that I can confidently tell the story to the audience. In this video, I'll show you how I use punctuation to unlock Shakespeare and bring him from the page to the stage. To start, I'll show you a section of Theseus' speech found in Act 1 of the play. Either to die the death or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I, to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Were you able to understand what I was saying to Hermia? If not, that's okay. We'll take a closer look at the text later and try to decode it. But first, I'm going to give you some tips on how a Shakespearean actor uses punctuation to understand the text. The good news is Shakespeare used the same kind of punctuation that we use today. Here are some hints on how to use punctuation when acting Shakespeare. First, we'll start with the period. Much like how we use them today, a period signifies a conclusion of thought. If you don't see a period for a while in Shakespeare, it means it's a pretty long thought. Whenever I see a period in my lines, I make a big line with my pencil so I know where one thought ends and where the other begins. Next, we have the comma. A comma should be treated like a quick breath or an addition to your thought, like when you make a list. I need milk, eggs, and butter. I circle commas in my script so I know where they all are. Now on to semicolons and colons. Think of these like a pause or breath in your thought. Not as long as a period, not as short as a comma. Your momentum is still going, but you're taking a dramatic moment. I draw a little box around semicolons and colons whenever I see them in my lines. Next, we have the exclamation point. It's like a shout or a cry. Shakespeare doesn't use these a lot, so when he does, you can really go for it. And finally, we have the question mark. It's like a question, like when you ask questions. If you see this symbol, it's a good indicator that you're asking a question. Now with all this information on punctuation, let's mark up our scripts. Here's the section of the scene that we're working on. When I first get my script, I always mark all of the punctuation so I know where it's at. Let's go through this last speech while keeping in mind where I marked the punctuation. Either to die the death or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether, if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. How is that? As an experiment, try to speak this speech without any punctuation and then try with it. Which version makes more sense? Once you feel confident about how to mark punctuation in your script, give it a try on the other speech accompanying this video. At first glance, it can be hard to believe that Shakespeare wrote in English, but using the right tools, you can uncover the fun and interesting world of the bard. To recap, when looking at the text, find the punctuation to follow the thought process of your character. Oh, and if you don't know a word, look it up. I love using my Shakespeare lexicon or going online to the Oxford English Dictionary. Thanks for watching.